With a new scam going around, people are vowing to never use their credit card again. And for the first time in modern history, a capital city is going dry, along with people in Los Angeles acting possessed. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to some of the more unusual and strange clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
Okay, breaking news. There has just been yet another plane disaster. At least 19 people have died after a freaking Air Force jet has crashed into a school of all places. Here's what we know. So this is happening in the capital city of Bangladesh, and reports say that a military plane which was in training crashed into a college and school campus while there were classes on at the time. And on top of the death toll, which includes adults and children, more than 50 people have been hospitalized with severe burns. People can be seen gathering on the school's playing fields, looking on in horror as smoke and flames rise from the building. Man, there were even some pictures that people have posted on X showing the aftermath of inside some of the classes. Truly horrific scenes. Honestly, thoughts are with the parents right now, and I'll keep you guys updated when we find out how something like this could have happened.
Man, 2025 is the worst year for aviation, it seems. And yeah, like he said, I hope the best for the families that are going through this. It's an extreme tragedy. Thoughts and prayers to everyone that's suffering through this.
People are throwing this away right now and vowing to never use a credit card ever again. This is insane, but if you've ever taken money from a cash machine or used contactless in any way with a button like that, watch this video. People are saying they will not use Apple Pay or contactless on their cards ever again after what has just happened. People are getting these contactless stickers that look like the actual button and sticking them on top on cash machines in areas where they take contactless. People have found this by literally pulling it off. A simple Google search online, you can buy these things for like £2 online for a whole pack. And what people are doing is buying these and then putting a chip on the back of it that links to their bank account and then sticking it onto the cash register. And it is so easy to get these, they are literally everywhere. This thing now coded to the scammer's bank account, it just simply goes over that and you would have no idea. So then when you're doing your contactless payment, you're not paying what you should be, and you're actually paying the scammer. Which is causing a whole heap of problems, because not only are people getting scammed, but then they're getting shouted at by the gas station because they didn't actually pay for their gas, they paid a scammer. There is lots coming out on this at the moment, so make sure you share this video with your family and friends, and I will keep you updated.
That is pretty concerning, especially if you're a person that uses your credit or debit card quite frequently. Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of the whole tap feature unless the tap feature is on the display itself. If there is a icon on the screen that pops up for a tap feature, then I'll probably use it. But I do not ever use those bar tap features. That's just a piece of plastic out in the open. I mean, I live in the South, and I know a lot of people that still pay with cash.
I knew there was something sneaky going on with our recycling, but I had no idea, y'all. Did you guys? Apparently, the United States has been sending our recycling waste over to Southeast countries like China, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. Well, guess what, y'all? They are saying no more. It first started with China, now Malaysia is saying it too. My question is, why are they sending our stuff overseas? Like, what's going on with that?
The United States produces more plastic waste than any other country in the world. Hundreds of tons per person. About 90% of it ends up in landfills, is burned or shipped overseas. Last year, more than 35,000 tons of it was shipped to Malaysia. Malaysia received more discarded plastic from rich nations than any other developing country. But last month, Malaysian leaders effectively banned future shipments. Anya Brandon is Director of Plastics Policy for the Ocean Conservancy. Anya, why are these rich nations like the United States shipping plastic waste to countries like Malaysia?
Yeah, it's a great question. Honestly, there's two big factors. One, we are simply making too much waste here at home to handle ourselves. You already said we are the #1 generator of plastic waste worldwide. The average American generates something like 200 pounds of plastic waste each and every year. And the second big reason is it is just cheaper to send it overseas than try to deal with it here ourselves. This sort of has led to our out of sight, out of mind approach, which is becoming painfully clear now that these other countries are no longer accepting our waste.
I mean, look at what our waste is doing to these other countries. Why would they continue to accept this? So what is America gonna do now, y'all? This is getting crazy, man. There's so much going on. Yes, y'all, another one out in the garbage. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. The shit is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Man, seeing those mountains of trash and all those places that's just littered in the water, that kind of makes my stomach sick. I looked this up and it's true, the US does send a significant amount of plastic waste to other countries. And the sad thing is these other countries have weaker waste management skills than we do. So not only are we paying for the export to send the trash off, it's ruining these other countries. So I could definitely see them stopping this process. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments, and what's the best solution to dispose all of this waste? Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And for everyone that's watching and or subscribed, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.
Can't quite believe I'm saying this, but we actually know what's inside Area 51. One of the biggest mysteries out there, what actually is Area 51? What is inside the damn place? Is there alien spacecrafts, actual aliens? Who knows? Well, this guy, David Crete, might have the answer. In major breaking news over the last couple of days, it's been reported multiple Area 51 staff have died from the same disease after being on this top secret project. Now, David, the guy in the photo, came out on a panel which was published yesterday, saying that when he worked there, he was exposed to chemicals and radiation which no human should be, and that for years they've been doing this, and that is what has been killing the people there recently. Now, he actually claims that 490 of his colleagues have passed away from this, and although he wouldn't say specifically what they were working on in there, of course, he did have some hints. With all the information that he provided, people online have been theorizing about what could actually be going on inside, saying that it's likely something tech-related or bioweapon-related. With people being exposed to radiation and these extremely strange viruses that have never been there before, theory suggests that they could be cooking things up in there that no human should ever have, or testing things that have very bad side effects. Only a couple days ago as well, Area 51 was on fire, with a lot of people putting this in with the theory going, hang on a minute guys. So let me know your thoughts and I will keep you updated.
Well, like I said in yesterday's video, I hope that they do get compensated for all of the hardship that they went through. But with this, it also makes me believe that it's not some super secretive governmental experiment. Not one that would involve the government worrying about what these people are talking about. I'm pretty certain the government would have eliminated them a long time ago if they thought that this was going to be a threat. Or maybe they just never expected people to live that long through these trials.
If you're in Japan and you hear this voice, you should probably run. This is Akamanto, one of the most disturbing yokai in Japanese folklore. Akamanto means red cloak or red cape, as this yokai is always seen wearing one along with a mask that hides its true face. He's known to haunt the last stall within public bathrooms and especially in schools. Legend says that he appears when you realize there's no toilet paper left, and that's when you hear a knock on the stall door. Open the door or don't, it doesn't matter either way. He'll be standing there holding out 2 colored rolls of paper, and he'll ask, red or blue? If you choose red, he'll slice you into pieces until you're the color of his cloak. And if you think choosing blue would be better, you're dead wrong. Even if you make that choice, he'll choke the life out of you until you turn blue. According to the legends, however, there are some ways that you can have a chance of surviving an encounter. According to some, if you ignore the question or say you want a different color, like yellow, it might confuse him long enough for you to escape. Or you could avoid using that last stall altogether. But what do you think? Could you survive an encounter with Akamanto? And what color would you choose? Drop your answer in the comments and let me know what yokai or creepy folklore story you want to hear about next.
Even if I'm desperate for toilet paper, I'll just tell them to throw it over the stall. And if they ask me if I want red toilet paper or blue toilet paper, I'm gonna ask them if I'm in the Matrix. And to just hand me normal white toilet paper. I've never heard of this folklore, this is a new one to me.
Imagine you're in downtown Los Angeles, in the back of a lift, when you look over and you see this unidentified person change into something else. Because that's exactly what happened with this witness. They captured what appears to be this unidentified man changing in what looks like into a demonic face. Now, right away, people are going to say it's just drugs. But how many times can we use that same excuse for things that we see odd, weird, paranormal, that have no explanation and that our brain right away tries to explain away? When do we pull the wool off our eyes? Take a look at this video, comment below, tell me what you think.
Oh, the rest of the 40 seconds of this clip is just slow motion of this guy zoomed in really high. I guess if you want to call drugs a demonic possession, go ahead, and if that's the case, this guy is highly possessed by Satan. He sure was shifting realities all right.
For the first time in modern history, a capital city is on track to run dry. Kabul, the capital city of Afghanistan, could run completely dry by 2030, and the consequences of this would be devastating. A recent report from the non-profit Mercy Corps said it would trigger a health crisis, economic crisis, and humanitarian emergency all in one. People would likely turn to unsafe sources, causing waterborne diseases to surge. Without water for hand washing, bathing, or cleaning, basic hygiene would collapse. As urban taps run dry, there would be mass displacement as people would be forced to leave, and the competition alone for the dwindling water could spark violent clashes. Point is, this would be an unprecedented disaster for the city. And the thing is, we're already seeing signs of all of this now. In 2025, families in the city are trying to dig for water on their own properties. And when that doesn't work, which is often, they either have to spend up to 30% of their household income on buying water privately, which leads to a wild-sounding term, water-related debt, or they have to beg their neighbors or mosques that do have water. You see, the major problem is that the city, along with its 6 million residents, rely almost exclusively on groundwater. And thanks to years of mismanagement and a rising population, their water reserves are constantly being depleted faster than they are naturally restored. In fact, half of the city's boreholes are now dry, and for the water that is still available, researchers say that up to 80% is contaminated with sewage, arsenic, and salinity. I mean, they're already at a stage where illnesses and diarrhea are commonplace. And while some other major cities have been close to running out of water, like Sao Paulo, Mexico City, and Cape Town, if Kabul doesn't act fast, they will become the first major metropolitan city to go totally dry.
Man, I really feel like a large group of rich people, like wealthy people, could solve this. And I'm not saying that they should, I'm just surprised that there's not a large organization of wealthy people that try to help the world like this. I mean, I guess that's why I'm not wealthy or rich, but I feel like if I did have a substantial amount of money enough to help a country, I would probably do it if it did not hurt me. And even if it affected me a little bit, it still wouldn't be that bad if I'm wealthy. And I'm just using this as an example, but use the company McDonald's. That company spends a lot of money a day. They spend roughly around $41.2 million per day on their business, but they make $2.6 million per hour, meaning that in a full day, they make $63 million. So that's still a net profit of $22 million that's made every day. Half of that could probably solve some of these countries' problems. And maybe I'm wrong on this, but I just feel like if these big businesses, these big organizations all band together to try to help these countries, it would work easily. And they probably would not even be out of that much money. They would literally get it back within a month's time, if not even sooner. But there is a lot of people that have problems with that. They do not think that these rich organizations should be involved. And I understand that point, but I also just can't imagine someone sitting back with an unlimited amount of money, basically unlimited wealth, and allows things like this to happen. But let me know what you guys think about this, or how it could be resolved, or how I'm overlooking it on why it could not be resolved in that way. Because to me, $22 million a day would definitely solve a lot of problems. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. I'm really sorry on how short today's video was. I have a lot of things that I need to get done outside of YouTube, and on top of it all, a lot of people right now are talking about that plane crash, so that's kind of taking priority over all the other forms of content right now on TikTok. So I do hope you enjoyed today's video. I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. And with that being said, have a good day.